Dude, I'm I'm about to go on a fucking mobile hotspot, and I feel like I'd get fucking better reception. Ugh. All right. All right. Um. Okay. So here's the plan. If it continues to absolutely fucking die, um, I'm gonna go on a fucking mobile hotspot, and I'm gonna fucking do it that way if I have to. I don't care at this point. I will use up so much data. I do not care. I don't know why it's dying so much. Like I really don't. Like I have no fucking clue whatsoever on why it's dying. I don't know why they do. But Dex and Silent, thank you for the follows, guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Much appreciated. I absolutely appreciate you. Oh. Internet, please, can we actually get through this and not have you want to murder me? Because I think we're pretty vibing now, guys. Right? Please, please, I'm begging. I'm actually begging you. All right, let's try again. Where am I? I'm up here. Let's look out. Yeah, I'm still using the Wi-Fi. Still using Wi-Fi.
Oh, places, everyone.
Sorry, Mr. Davenport. How rude of me. I forgot to ask if you need anything to eat or drink while you're in my home.
No, I'm good, thank you.
Okay. Well, I've just stocked the fire here to make sure we're all warm.
Places, everyone!
I just solitary you off duty and started a line of communication with her. Is that right?
Yeah, we started a phone call. And, I went to Bolingbrook, and I was overseeing Bolingbrook during the phone call. I wanted to know why she was doing what she did. And she told me
when she then
about
explained.
the evolution. All of it.
Okay.
And she told me about different parts of evolution and the traits that needed to be evolved. And I listened. I understood what she was trying to do. It didn't make any logical sense.
Take a step back for me. Why did you even entertain this conversation in the first place? I mean, being a member of law enforcement, you motherfuckers hate our guts. You don't even fucking think to care or learn about any of us. All we've ever been met with is your damn boot. what made Sophie different, or I suppose in your case, you different? Is someone you normally do with folk, or was there someone else?
I'm always willing to talk to people. I always have been. I I think I always will be. People are still human at the end of the day, and there's a reason for everything that someone does. So, I like to know that reason.
One of a kind, I guess, huh?
Yeah, I guess.
See, most people don't see us for our small quirks and our charms. They see us for all the bad they ever hear about us doing. Bad in the eyes of the civilized folk, I guess.
Henry, where are you going with this?
Just saying, interesting to. We have one of the good ones in front of us, I guess, but
Well, that's yet to be determined.
that it is. So, she explained to you the evolution and her idea of it. Why didn't you explain that for some of the folk around here in simple terms? Your understanding of it, at least.
She wanted to evolve the human race, and parts of the human race had traits: strength, stamina, protection, smarts, useful. You wanted to evolve. And each one had a trial attached to it. Don't never fully told me what all the trials were. But Rowan was stamina, and they outran a cougar. They passed that test. I didn't know at this point that I was protective. I didn't know that Fernando was strength. But me and her laughed about it. I asked her what trait she was, and she told me that she wasn't going to basically toot her own horn. And I made a comment that it was the smarts. Like, she could fall in the category of strength, but I think that smart fit her more. And she agreed. He gave me a little exam of the human traits and what I think wouldn't be needed to evolve the human species. He moved on from that. Talk about her father, childhood. Told me about her mother. And told me everything that she used to do with her dad.
Up in there. Someone fill me in. But as far as I'm aware, Sophie has always been pretty reclusive. Has she opened up about any of this stuff to any of y'all?
Yes.
Yeah,
She has?
she has, yeah.
So that's just two of us within the whole community. And now you being an outsider Davenport. Just want to note that. It's a pretty big thing right there. Shows she had trust in you, I guess. As you were.
I promised that I wouldn't tell anyone. And to to prove to her that I wouldn't tell her secrets, I gave her some of mine.
Were these secrets you told her were at least truthful, or did you spit her a load of bullshit? Be straight with me.
I told her that I was autistic and that no one in the state knew. I told her about how I struggle to process everything that I see on a day-to-day basis because some of it just doesn't make sense. I told her how badly I struggle with emotion and that I was ashamed of telling anyone.
I guess I'm sure Sophie told you that she also struggles with emotions, right?
That's how we connected. What started all of it.
These talks did you have with her while she was in prison?
Say that again.
Many of these talks did you have with her while she was behind bars in prison?
We had
It
another
wasn't
one.
not long after that she got released.
No, we had another one. We went in a few days later to release her from solitary. This is the first time she called me pup. This is it's the first time I had the nickname. And she wanted to be released. I didn't question it. At the time, I got a team and I went and released her. I asked if she wanted to talk again. She said yeah. I went off duty once more and I went and I sat up next to Bolingbroke. He went and sat next to the fence. Just talked. It was the first day that the snow started. And I couldn't see shit. When we started, she was inside the cell block and we were just talking. Just seeing how she was. And I waited patiently until the snow left. That's when we turned in EC. And I asked her about the nickname. I asked her why pup. And she told me that I passed my test. I was confused because my test wasn't like Rowan's. No, my test was seeing that I could be protective of someone, and it confused me why I got such a such a simple task, I guess.
Those that don't know, why don't you explain what Rowan's test was?
Rome was taken and forced to run away from a mountain lion, which they passed. And then Rome was branded with the mark Sophie gave.
The mark of the bear, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Skipping forward a bit. Sophie was originally released from prison. I'm sure between this time we probably had more conversations. Moving forward to once we're all out of prison, every single one of us. You guys were still communicating back and forth, meeting with each other, is that right? Day-to-day basis, would you say?
We were meeting or talking. I can't confirm if it would be every day. I don't want to lie.
No, when did you see each other? What sort of point did things change? Because I know things did change. It didn't go from, it moved from just talking and being on a friendly basis again to know each other to something else. Why don't you jump forward to that and explain that to us?
That actually happened while she was still in prison. And one of the things at the end of it, when that day, the day that it snowed, I said to her that I was drawn to see her at the prison, and we both couldn't understand why. And I had a realization that maybe I actually liked her, but I didn't know in what way, and that terrified me. But I just couldn't stop seeing her. And every time she texted, when she got out, wanted to meet, and I would go. And the first time that we met outside of prison, we came and picked me up from a party that I didn't want to be at, and that I was starting to freak out. I was on the verge of having a panic attack. And
So what you're telling me is you felt safer with Sophie in that moment than these people you were surrounded by?
yeah, because
Who was it you were surrounded by?
I was at an off-duty work after party, after our Thanksgiving dinner.
A lot of words, police.
Yes, law enforcement officer.
Where did you go?
I got onto the back of her bike and we just went up into the mountains. I talked about my family. And talked about
Just Bannon Canyon? Is that the mountains you went to?
yeah. Yeah. I was just talking about my path, because she wanted to get to know me more. And we came across two people sitting up on a mountain, up a hill, and she radioed in that they were there. I I bumped a helmet and said that you can't do that. But they're just there. They're just existing. And she just laughed and I laughed.
Fucker, what you doing with them damn boats down there? Jesus. Sorry, miss.
Okay.
I remember this call. I remember her radioing it in, saying to go down there and fuck with some people, because, I don't know. Puts a smile on my face, I guess, fucking with people.
It's because I said to her that most people don't expect to see you guys down in the city.
Yeah, Phantom Canyon, that's quite far south compared to where we normally go, that's for sure.
Yeah. So she wanted to prove a point, and I told her that she couldn't. She just laughed at her. I then asked if we could go get changed because I was still wearing a dress. I just wanted to get out of it.
Thank you, Mr. Walker, for solving the issue down the hill.
Of course.
We went and got changed, and I asked her what she was planning on doing for the rest of the day, and she told me that she was going to go hunting. And I stayed on the back of her bike while she did it. And we went up Gordo. And she showed me a mountain lion. And was talking me through how it was standing and getting in it and how it was prowling. And then she shot it. And I got off the bike. We got off the bike. We went over and slit its throat to let it bleed. And then started cutting out the organs. And then at this point, mishap happened. There's a second cougar decided to come up. And I pulled my gun instinctively. And I went to shoot it. She went to stab it. And she stabbed me. And that was... that was unplanned.
Yeah,
I
we're
still
all too
ended up-
aware of them incidents, ain't we, Mazikeen?
Okay.
Sorry. Mazikeen here sometimes gets a bit jumpy with the blade as well, it seems.
Pretty fucking precise with it, Henry.
I'm aware of this situation. There was an incident where, like you say, she stabbed you, and at some point you both, maybe fill in the blanks here, you formulated a plan because you knew, because a gunshot went off as well or something maybe.
Your
And you
blood,
knew
your
that.
gun, at the scene with her.
Correct.
It wasn't
Wouldn't
ideal.
be a good look.
No. I had to shoot 2 cougars while we were up there. And my blood was on scene, and so was a cougar that had its fucking organs taken out. And it wasn't a good look. You know, so then it came to trying to figure out what the fuck to do. And this is when she... Bear in mind, earlier that day, while we were on the van hand, she asked me if I would be okay with getting marked. And I, in the nicest sense, said, "Are you fucking crazy? Why the fuck would you ask me that?" Because that's not normally something that is in a casual conversation. I don't think I've ever had any of my friends ask me if I want to be marked before. So,
You
but
said
then
marked? Explain that.
I passed my test. I needed to get marked with the bear.
Stood, I got now. Do you still have that marking?
I do.
You mind showing us? Other than yourself, who else is marked with this other than Rowan? Is it just you two?
I believe so, yes.
That's not good. I'll go talk to him.
You put your jacket on.
That was unintentional.
The branding, or
No, the
you referring
boat.
to that boat?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's just Coast Guard. They probably got called over because there was reports of that boat getting wrestled with. I would have sworn it's probably just that boat I got wrestled with. They come over checking it out.
Can suck my dick in the back.
Yeah. We,
So, in simple terms, you formulated a plan where she marked you by the bear for passing the tests. Thus, any cops that came up, she used that as a way to say that she took you hostage, something to that degree, marked you to give you an alibi. Is that right?
yeah. He also made me a cougar heart.
Oh, okay, all right. Yeah, maybe that's someone that's good to know as well.
Was this before you guys exchanged a kiss?
That was before she even marked. Yeah.
So this is the same situation where you both had your first intimate moment. Is that correct?
Yeah, she kissed me after she marked me.
So we're clear. You're saying she kissed you?
Or did you kiss her?
No, I kissed back. He was the one that kissed me. We were inches away from each. I wasn't expecting it. And then after the kiss, she spread more blood over my mouth. And then told me to stay on the rock that cougars wouldn't get. And then she left. Law enforcement arrived, and I took them through the version of events that we agreed on. But after that, I stopped thinking of and stopped thinking about. And I needed to process why.
I can't remember. Was she arrested after this scene? Did law enforcement arrive?
I didn't tell them that it was a
So she fled?
an individual in a bear mask, wearing all black. He texted later and told me that he thinks that she loves me. And I told her that I loved her back. And
Have you ever loved anyone else before? Romantically?
I loved one person before, and they died on me because we weren't allowed to be together because I had to marry the person that my parents wanted me to marry, so I wasn't. But I felt this emotion once before with him, and I felt that's what it was, that I loved her. I love her, and I told her that, and at this point, people started getting cautious, worried about me. So I had to be more careful about wanting to see her and meet her and to talk to her. She wanted to meet again, and Rowan knew about it, and Rowan wouldn't let me. He wouldn't let me go. So I went to Lilith, and I informed her that Sophie Rose wanted to speak to me. At this point, Sophie had a warrant. And they wanted to set up a sting.
Roman wanted to set up that sting on the beach that day? Or is this, had you told other officers at this point?
Lilith agreed to sting.
Lilith Endo, is that right?
Yeah.
Interesting. How did Lilith come to know about Sophie wanting to meet you?
I told her.
You told her as a friend in good faith, or you told her as another member of law enforcement?
I told her as another member of law enforcement. I was getting worried that people were catching on. That it was getting...
So you yourself told them that she was looking to meet you. To what? Have them formulate the idea of setting up a sting? Because, I mean, that's ultimately like what would have happened, right? To try to clear your name a little bit?
I don't know why.
Why Lilith?
Because it was Lilith's and Jay's warrant. And I called Jay and Jay didn't answer me, so the next person was Lilith.
Calm down.
Okay. So the situation happened on the beach. I'm aware you tipped Sophie Arsenos tipping all of us off. That was a setup.
I don't
That way she could get away and your name would still be clear.
I don't know why I tipped her. I don't know. I really don't. I've been asking myself the same question and I don't know why. I did it. I did it. And yet... when I was mazicking on that beach and I genuinely thought it was Sophie, I told her everything. And then the shootout happened. And the car that they assigned to me left to go and assist in the shootout. So I did what I'm meant to do, and that is go back to the nearest sheriff's station or police station that is safe. So I did that. I went to Triple SO because I couldn't get to Polito. She saw me come out of Braddock.
And she followed you.
He called me and told me to come outside the sheriff's office. I came out. And she was different. Her voice was different. She had a she had a voice that she had with me. It was soft. It was, you could feel the emotion there. You could tell that she was trying to allow herself to feel. No, but that day she had a normal voice. She had a pissed off voice, and I could tell. And she told me to get on the bike. And I listened. I listened and I got onto the bike. And then she was angry.
And you realized you had set her up?
I told her all of it. And she was angry. And I told her that I didn't mean for it any of it to happen. And she could tell I was scared. And I said that I couldn't say sorry enough. That I...
No, leave it.
Don't worry, we just got curious folk around the area.
I apologize over and over again. And I told her that I'd make up for it in any way that I needed to. That I wanted her safe.
So what you're telling me is you wasn't fearing for your life at this point getting on the bike with her. You still wanted to get on that bike.
She was mad, yeah. She was really mad, but
And you were sorry. You truly meant that.
I didn't mean for it to happen. I didn't.
You didn't mean to set her up? And
You
yet
know-
you told somebody.
When you have two things that you love more than anything else, and they conflict each other, part of me reminding myself that I am a law enforcement was a law enforcement officer, and I needed to do my job, and I was meeting with someone who had a warrant, and I needed to do that job. But
So again, Raven.
See what the badge says.
Yeah, Rob's folk. Blurs the lines of what people truly believe in and what they love, I guess. At some point though, as we're aware, you guys made your way down south on that bike and found residents inside an apartment.
we went somewhere first. We went to the waterfall. And we talked about the fact that we needed a code word for when shit like that happened, that we could warn each other. We agreed on waterfall. She told me she wasn't mad at me, and that she was gonna sort it. And she kissed me again, and we stayed there. We stayed there, and we even heard our one go above us, and they didn't see us, even though they were looking. And then she proposed the idea of staying with her for a few. And I immediately said yeah. I suggested an apartment so that way no one could disturb us. And she agreed, and that's when we made our way down south to the apartment. And I felt safe. Felt good.
Was you immediately chained up when you was in that apartment?
No.
No, she was carried off offing. About PD TAC, how they were concerned for her safety. Remember that, Davenport?
I do. We actually made a little spectacle over TAC channel, trying to throw them off before we went to bed for the. It was really good at night. And she told me that she was gonna probably sleep up high, and I said that's okay, because I knew that she liked sleeping in high places. And and she said that she was gonna stay with me until I fell asleep. And we cuddled. And the next morning, woke up feeling great. It was some of the best sleep I had in a really long time. Sophie knew that I didn't sleep well. It was really good to be able to just sleep. And then the next day she we're cuddling on the couch. She tells me that she has to go do stuff. And I say it's okay, that she needs to go out, and she puts the chain around my ankle and says it's so that if anyone sees that it looks like I'm against my will there. And I said okay. I didn't mind. It was a little uncomfortable at points. It didn't stop me. I was reading books off of the bookshelf. She came back, gave me food, gave me a little notepad with a pen and paper and a rose. And then she told me that Rowan told them that they removed the mark, which Rowan did, and removed the mark, and I knew that they did, and I told Sophie that they did. That it wasn't just Rowan just trying to ruffle her up for no reason.
This is when at some point or another Rowan agreed to meet Sophie to see you off duty. Which is
Rowan
where a
went
few of us
at
then...
her.
Yeah. I remember that.
No.
Had a first-hand experience of that one.
Sophie asked me if it's okay to hurt Rowan. If I'd be mad. I told her actions have consequences. And I said that she will need to do whatever she needs to do. Actions always
It's
have
such a simple
consequences.
saying, right? Yeah.
What's such
So
a large
many
impact?
fathom, like, the severity of their actions. So Sophie returned, obviously doing what she did with Aaron, rebranding her and, well, them sorry, and leaving them bleeding. Where did things go from there when she returned? Was she pissed?
Spencer telling them everything. I'm gonna be honest, my mind's a little still cloudy. I don't fully remember what happened when she got back. I remember taking the cocaine. I remember her telling me about Rowan. But I don't really remember much. They said to me that the doctors gave me a sedative when I was found. I don't really remember. Sorry.
That's fine. I know that we had you pretty drugged up as an alibi. What was the next point you saw her after that? Because I think this is where things got blurry for me and I kind of lost control of which way things were heading, I guess.
We went and saw each other outside of Juliet. We sat there. And we talked about the life that we were gonna have. We talked about moving in together. About getting an apartment. I remember that she said that she liked sleeping up high. I said that I would and build her a little perch in the bedroom that she could continue to sleep up high. I knew that she would be safe, and with the winter coming, that she'd be okay. We talked about spending the rest of our lives together. And we both can understand what we were feeling. That we knew that we didn't want to be apart.
Long after this, did she get arrested?
We
You talking the same days?
same day.
Yeah, copy that. Just so everyone is aware, we do have one Ranger Jeep on the coast, some dumbass swimming around in the water, another little Ranger Goose on the coast somewhere. They're probably just fucking curious. Last update I heard is one LSPD arrived about 2 minutes ago. Haywood's on the coast, giving me updates. Even if it starts going south, I'll let you know, but they're probably just fucking curious for now.
And they wonder why we even attack them. The fuck are we doing
Yeah.
over here that annoys so much? Yeah. If anything, I'm pulling a knife. And it's for a very particular reason.
I went
Sorry.
to
Yeah, as you were,
Rowan.
Davenport, apologies.
I want to meet Rowan on the fire. Fire was my happy spot. And Rowan starts telling me that they want to see the side of Sophie that I see. And they want to understand. They want to get to know her. And I tell Sophie that I'm texting her at this point, and I ask her if she wants to come, which she said to send her a ping, and I did. And then she came up to the top of Josiah, and looked over Rowan's new mark and looked over mine. We treated Rowan's mark. Make sure that it was that it was okay. And I just waited patiently. I was hers and she was mine. And we both had nicknames for each other. And he started I guess this is where we both learned that I was jealous. She started stroking Rowan's hair, and I must have done a reaction because she told me to come over to her and sit down, and I did, and she started giving me head scratches. And she kissed me on a Rowan to prove a point that I was hers. I was content at that point. That I was the one that had her affection. And that Rowan was just a fixation. She said to me that she said to us that she wanted to turn herself in. I had a really bad feeling. I had a really bad feeling. I told her that I had a bad feeling about all of it, but she was adamant that she wanted to turn herself in, but she needed to get your guys' blessing first, and I didn't like it. There was something off. You know, and you can just tell that something is so off, and I didn't like it, and I just kept telling her that there was something wrong. But I didn't know what. I couldn't explain it, but I just knew. Anyway, we come down off of the mountain, and she's on the back of my bike, and she's being her adorable self. Leaning into me, pumping my helmet. We're talking about how it was gonna work, her turning herself in. We get to the camp. We're meeting, and then I have an unfortunate nap. I wake up to hearing Air 1 above us, and you guys telling us to get under the tree, and they want Sophie to go to the sheriff's office. Gets on the back of my bike, and I drop her off outside. And then we're just left there. Not a single word was said. Maybe a few hours later, I get a text message from Captain Kennedy saying that her and Chief Lee want to talk to me. And to
What
meet
did you
them
do when you got sent, when you went to the police station to drop off Sophie? Who did you contact?
I came and saw you go.
You called me.
I did.
Why?
Because I thought that Rowan snitched on me. And I was angry, and I needed to be away from them, but I also didn't want to be alone. I was freaking out about the situation, about what was going to happen to my career.
You came to
Why did-
us, the only people who accepted you.
Why didn't you stay with her?
With Sophie.
Yes. When you drove off, why didn't you stay?
Because she was immediately taken by Jay and escorted to MCD HQ by SWAT.
You left out that little tidbit.
Apologies. A lot has happened, and I'm trying to remember it as I can. Just, I'm trying.
But
All
when
the
you called me,
stories get
I
mixed.
immediately told you where to meet us, did I not?
You did, and I
And
came.
we accepted you with open arms. Unconditional.
And I appreciated it. I did.
Just want to make sure that point is known. You can continue.
After we saw you and gave you safe haven, where did you go after that? Back down to the city to your apartment?
I saw you on the phone before you left.
Yeah, you were talking to someone for an extended bit of time. Who was that and what was that conversation, if you recall?
I was talking to Sammy. I wanted to see what was happening with. I wanted to see why I wasn't being called, why I hadn't heard anything, if what was happening, because I was freaking and he was telling me that he wasn't going to get involved because he wanted to be there as my friend instead of being there as my command member, and I just...
Educate me, who is Sammy and who is he to you specifically, other than a command member?
Lieutenant Sammy Burke, the LSPD, and he's one of my close friends. So, Biddy Batman, thank you for the follow, man. Thank you.
So you were just talking to him about your career and whether or not it was jeopardized?
Yeah. And I went to Marlow Drive, another spot that I like. It's not as up high as Josiah, but it's my second. I went there and I just sat there at the rock and I just... Everything was just squirming in my head. All the thoughts, the feelings, everything. I felt like I was drowning and I was just trying to get my story straight. I got the text message and I went to MCD HQ and they questioned me on what happened. And then they told me that I was put on suspension.
What was
Pending-
this?
Last Saturday, I believe. I think it's been a week. Maybe, I don't know. All the days blend into one at the moment.
During this time, Sophie was behind bars, is that right? I know she wasn't in there long, but Forget when we paid her bail. That must have been what? Do you remember Mazza King? Saturday, Sunday? Must be Sunday, I think.
I think it was Sunday.
Point she was released from prison, we paid her bail. She was out on these charges they try to drop on her, which were a lot more fucking heavier than we all expected.
Than what we were told.
Maybe being a bit of a fucking lie. Charges we were under the impression she was going in for were maybe torture, desecration of a corpse, stuff that meant she would see the other side of a cage if she did get charged with them and found guilty. Obviously, as we know now, charges she was brought in for were murder and other subsequent charges that also had a very, very fucking heavy price tag associated to them. After we managed to pay her bail, she was with us for a few hours, I believe on the Sunday, and at one point or another she mentioned to me how she's gonna go do something stupid, but not to worry, because it shouldn't jeopardize any of her bail terms, and we haven't got to worry about losing the money we put down for her. A couple of hours later, after us hitting the jackpot and coming across Lainey Bishop walking down the street on her own, deciding what we're going to do with her, as she was the source of the whole other mess we've been going through, I got a call from Jay Lamb informing me of the passing of Sophie Rose. Mr. Walker, you had a text message in this time frame as well from Sophie, is that correct?
Also, the fact that I was down there with Sophie and Miss Davenport at the apartment. I went down with Sophie.
And this was to meet Miss Davenport or Rowan?
Absolutely, Miss Davenport. I had taken her keys away the previous day, due to not knowing what had happened with the whole turning her in thing. Sophie had asked me to go down there with her to return the keys, and at the point that I left, there was no obvious ill feelings between the two.
Did they go inside the apartment or did they go somewhere else?
They were inside the apartment when I left them.
Air 1 has returned.
After that, I did receive a text.
There's units on the road and shit. Don't worry about it.
Better.
Give me 1 second, folk. Hello. Speaking, who is this?
Some fucking flying ahead of us.
Okay, what do you want? I'm in the middle of something. What do you want? I'm in the middle of something. We do, yeah, we're having a peaceful conversation. Is there anything else you need?
Time to fuck off.
We are. Is there something I can fucking help you with? Am I not allowed to speak to people these days? No negotiations, because she's free to leave as she wants. I mean, if you're aware of who's here, why don't you give her a call yourself and clarify things? By all fucking means.
Well, she came here on her own
Instantly
volition.
seen as a bad person, eh? Always fucking treated the same. Have a good fucking day.
There you
Probably
go.
gonna get
There's
called
a
here in a
phone.
second, Spencer.
Pick it up.
Meredith Benson or some shit. You've got her number, why don't you give her a call?
It's fucking
Method,
method.
that's the one. Of course it is.
negotiations. Hello.
Hello?
To negotiate for a corpse
You
a
wanna
minute.
fill me in on whatever's happening right now, please?
Knock
I'm
it off.
having a peaceful conversation.
Fuck right off.
A peaceful conversation on
Mhm.
an island with 15 Skinners?
Peaceful conversation.
Are you lying?
No, I came here of my own free will. I can leave
Yeah,
literally
why?
anytime I want.
Do you mind telling me why you're there?
Do I legally have to tell you why I'm here? Because last I checked, I'm still under investigation for whatever these fucking criminal bullshit charges are being pressed against me. So unless I have to legally tell you why I am here, I am not gonna tell you shit.
Well, I'm not involved in that investigation or whatever's happening with you, alright? I just hopped on duty and I heard that 15 Skinners were talking with you on an island, and so I'm trying to figure out the situation.
I am safe. I am fine.
Yes, I'm on the phone with her.
I am not under any duress. I'm here literally peacefully. If I want to leave, I can leave.
Alright. Are you upset with me, personally?
Badges
No.
do
Not from a
matter.
PD standpoint?
No, I'm just... I am so frustrated, Benson. I am so frustrated
Then
and
talk to
angry. I am being treated like I am fucking scum in that interrogation yesterday. Like I did not... They didn't even ask me a single fucking question about the incident. No, instead they dragged me under fucking so much duress and were laughing about it. They gave me a fucking conflicted ass cop to run a fucking interrogation against me on something as big as this.
Who did the interrogation?
Jay did the fucking interrogation, as massively conflicted as he is in the regards to this investigation. But no, I get given Jay. I get no fucking information from LSPD command about whether or not I'm fucking suspended or if I'm terminated or fucking what. So I'm sorry if I'm a little bit aggressive towards law enforcement right now, because I don't know if anything I say is gonna be used fucking against me. Because I said I had the right to remain silent yesterday when I pleaded the fifth, and I got fucking interrogated on it. Even more so. By a fucking marshal of all people. I am not a fucking... I do not deserve to be treated that way. I have seen people in for multiple murders. Multiple murders treated fucking better than I was yesterday. And I am a fucking highly decorated officer that has had nothing on my record other than what is described as a self-defense fucking attack against me. Textbook self-defense, and yet they're acting like I just went out and murdered like fucking 15 people.
So what's your plan?
My plan is to continue
Let her
to
be on
talk
here.
to these people like
Of course.
they deserve to be treated, and they deserve to know what happened, because law enforcement hasn't asked me. So I don't know where I stand. I feel like I'm about to lose my entire job. So I'm at the point where what's the harm if I tell them what happened that day? They
You could
deserve
put
to
other
know.
officers in danger.
I was off duty. I was suspended. I wasn't a law enforcement officer at the time. So any blowback on you guys is because of what you guys do. Not because I
Amen.
shot her. If they have an issue with what happened, they will work it out with me.
Okay. Then what can I do?
There's nothing you can do. This is up to MCD
Well, I care
and
about you,
LSPD
and
command.
I care about what happens.
They can do is fuck off.
You can let us continue our conversation. That's all I need right now.
Can I be there?
No. The reason I don't want you here, Benson, isn't because of anything. It's just... I am pretty sure I have a
He isn't
criminal
invited.
investigation pending against me, and I don't need any more people used against me that I care about.
So what do I do in this situation?
There's nothing to do. I'm safe. I'm here of my own free will. There is no malicious intent. I'm not being kept hostage. I'm not being kidnapped. I am right here talking to them. There is no law being broken here.
No, it's fine.
It's our existence a little break.
You know I care about you, right?
As Hayward has just rightfully texted me, fucking bootlickers and in the nose where they don't belong.
Not just in PD or whatever, but as a
Typical.
friend, right?
They
I know.
always like to put it where it does belong. And usually it's up each other's asses.
I
They're just
can't-
our fans.
Hey, some people are into that.
I can't let anyone else involved in this. Because I don't know where I'm standing right anymore, Benson. I don't know if I even have my job. So I'm having a peaceful conversation. Please be safe on duty. And you do not have to worry.
You know I'm going to.
That's okay. You can.
How about this? When you're done with the conversation, the meeting, whatever, can you call me and I can come pick you up and give you a ride home? Or anywhere?
Sure.
Alright. I'll get everyone to back off and I'll stay nearby.
Thank you.
Is that fine?
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Tell Henry, okay?
I will let Henry know.
Okay.
Okay, bye.
Call me or text me, alright? And bye.
He's getting everyone to back off.
I don't believe it for a second, but
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
appreciate
not
you.
happening.
Absolutely not.
Let me
That's
know.
fucking cute.
I mean, they're probably
Oh.
trying to figure out a way of getting that Tav on this island.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I
fucking
just
cargo bobby flying in next with a fucking towel underneath it.
Tav underneath it, yeah.
Fucking stupid.
May I ask how they knew it was you up here?
It's because one of ours went to go move the boats around, set the alarms off on some of the boats, so Coast Guard came out to take a look, saw a bunch of people surrounding an individual, so they had Air 1 fly over, probably noticed there was Davenport, and then surrounded the fucking island with idiots.
Nosy
Cocky
bastards.
pasta, chunky donkey, and
Nothing
Did
new,
you tell Thank you for
nothing
following.
new.
Thank you. I told one person on my plans tonight, and that was my defense counsel. They needed to be aware of if this had any repercussions as to my criminal.
They didn't know where it was gonna be, though.
They had no idea where I was going to be. just that I was going to be meeting with you guys because, like I said, just in case it needed to be brought up for my criminal defense.
Anyway, fuck 'em. Listen, I did mean what I said there. You are free to go as you wish, as and when you wish. I think we both know it's within your best interest that you did come here today and speak to us, though. And as I said at the very beginning, I commend you for that. You filled in a couple of the blanks that I wasn't too aware of, or maybe had suspicions of during that phone call. I would take a few steps back and backtrack to the moment Mr. Walker left you and Sophie in that apartment and the events that followed next. To, I guess as you've already said, you shooting Sophie Rose.
We were left in the... And, she started being playful. She was mocking me for the outfit and the hair. Because at this point I was put in weird protective system that we had. I was being playful, brushed up against. He was being playful back. We was talking about how it was good to see each other. We I wanted her. I wanted her to be honest with me. People were telling me so much at this point. They were telling me about the who were telling me that she was gonna hurt me, that she was a bad person, that she wanted to kill us all and cut out our hearts and eat them, and that I was under Stockholm, and that I wasn't truly feeling what I was feeling, and everything was conflicting in my head because I loved her. I love her. Right? I would have done anything for her. And I started pushing. Started pushing about her ideology. I wanted to know where she got it from. I asked her if it was about her dad. And more so, I went into details about her dad and the ideology, and she got angry and she started to choke me, and I stopped. I stopped pushing for a moment. We calmed down, and then I wanted her to stop. I wanted her to stop. That's all I wanted. I wanted her to stop killing people. I could deal with the cougars. I could deal with fucking any other animal that she wanted to, but she needed to stop killing people. Because I didn't want to see her. I didn't want to see her ended up in prison for the rest of her life, or worse, on get phone squatted in front of me.
So you took her own life?
It's more than that. It got worse. The conversation got worse. She kept getting angry. She kept choking me. I could feel myself about to pass out. Stop. And she realized what she was doing, and then she apologized and said that she loves me and that she didn't mean to get angry, and I believed her. I believed her that she wasn't gonna hurt me, even though she was literally trying. She then started pushing me